Welcome back to another episode of, another series of the Unheard Voice. Today we have a fellow Hertfordshire player. And, we're going to have some fun. And I'm just going to get it going, but I'm going to let him introduce himself first. And we're going to get it going. So, introduce.
Well, my name is Kayode Sampson Babatunde Ige, better known as KO. That's how everybody knows me. It's easier to say that than get Kayode wrong a few times, but yeah, you can call me KO. And I've been playing football for a long time now, 10 years altogether. Started at 16, still going strong now, not without the challenges and injuries. But yeah, this is going to be fun. Looking forward to speaking to you because, out of all the unheard voices in American football, I reckon mine's been one that's intentionally been kept quiet. So this is gonna be a fun experience.
Oh, I am looking forward to this. So we're gonna get off to easy questions just to loosen you up. So, what position do you play?
That is a $1 million question, man. I play strong safety. I play on the boundary side, which means I like to do a lot of run support. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I'm a DB. I should have been a DB, but I've been stubborn. I've played different positions, but I'm sure you're going to get to that. So currently playing strong safety.
Okay, so you play strong safety. What other positions have you played in?
I played D end, which is really good. I've got a championship ring. Shout out to the Hertfordshire Cheetahs. Div 2, but still a championship ring.
Okay.
I played linebacker. I did that the most. Linebacker, I started off as a middle linebacker as junior. And obviously, I didn't grow anymore after that, so I had to move to the outside. But middle linebacker is my position at heart. I still feel like I've taken some of that field general middle linebacker stuff and I've taken it to safety. And yeah, which is why I do like run support as well. Which is why I call myself a run support safety, is because obviously having a D-line background, playing linebacker an extensive amount of years, has made me feel more comfortable doing that. So yeah. Those are the positions I've played. I've basically played everywhere, apart from maybe true corner. So I haven't covered an X. Not that I couldn't, but I just haven't.
Okay. All right. So before American football, what sports did you play?
I did play. Like I said, I played every sport. Because I didn't have the luxury of playing football, which is soccer, because there was a church next door to my primary school. I played a lot of cricket, which was crazy. So I started off playing cricket, did that for a bit, represented my school for a bit. Then I got to secondary school and I made that football team, which is, again, we'll call it soccer because we're both American football players.
Yes.
Made a soccer team, followed that for maybe 2 years. I got injured playing football. Then I found basketball. Got obsessed with basketball. Did that for, again, an excessive number of years until I was 16. I was playing basketball with a friend in the street cage. And he was like, "Oh, I play American football for a team, but I'm not playing anymore. There's a spot opening. Would you like to give it a go?" And I was like, "Yeah," because I've always followed the sport. I'm totally in love with the sport. Even before I played, I'd watched a lot of TV shows, seen a few games, and I've been like, "Cool, yeah. Really want to get into it." So that's how it started. And after that, it's been the worst love of my life because playing football is incredibly torturous to the body and the mind. And I can't seem to stop. So been doing that since I was 16.
Wow.
But yeah, I pretty much every sport, table tennis for banter, badminton, and literally whatever I can get my hand on.
So you're a very active guy when it comes down to it. You're just like, screw it, I'm gonna play it.
I'd say I was cursed with energy. When you're cursed with a lot of energy,
I love
you tend to try to need to burn it off. So sport was a fantastic way for me to. I mean, I'm still chasing it now. I can't wait till I'm like, everyone goes, "Oh, when you get older, you slow down." I can't wait for that to happen. So
hey,
just blessed with a lot of energy.
Trust me, the older you get, the more you're gonna want to play, because when you can't play no more, you're gonna miss it and you're gonna want to find other avenues. So I don't know if that's a true statement just as yet.
We'll see. I'm enjoying the energy so far, but yeah, 100%. It was just the energy thing for me, putting a lot of the energy I had in something positive or something team related or something where I could express myself. So
Okay, fair enough. So so you said that you started playing at 16. What team was that? Was that and actually, yeah, actually, what team was that actually?
This is a it's a very, very good question, man. I played for the South London Renegades, which
Oh,
I think they're called the South East London Renegades now, actually. And yeah, that was the first ever team I played for. Did
okay.
that for 2 years.
So were you teammates with players like Andy Owusu and Jonathan Cobham?
Now, you're making me seem like a terrible teammate because possibly the players that I remember were the players that we made a tight bond with. And I mean, like, so I played with a guy called Idris. I played with a few other people, Ade, Sharif. I played with a few range of people, but I don't remember Jonathan. I probably, if I saw his face, I'd be like, "Oh, Johnny boy." But yeah, currently, I'm sorry. Sorry, guys. If we did play together, you did see this. I apologize, but no, I think I just missed. I don't know if you know Di Napoli. He's quite uh,
Probably.
yeah. He's another player that you would know, but he was a player that I played with. He's quite prevalent in the game. Like he does a lot. So
Okay.
that's the guy, a reference point that we use.
So
Yeah.
the London Ren so, all right, so from what I know is that the South London Renegades, they were connected to the London Olympians. Did you go play for the London Olympians at all?
No. So I had that connection happened literally as I was leaving. So I would have been when I say 16, I would have been 16, 17, 2 weeks later.
Okay.
So I was quite one of the older ones in the junior. So when they started doing that link and they were moving on with the Olympians, I had already gone. So I just missed that partnership, if that makes sense. The
Ah.
Olympians, funnily enough, though, in a game did offer me a spot for special teams. So shout out to that Olympian coach for seeing me that time. But no, I did not play for the Olympians.
Okay. So you didn't play for the Olympians. What other teams did you play for?
I played for South London Renegades. Then after South London Renegades, I played for the Hertfordshire Hurricanes, the university team.
Yeah.
After that, I played briefly with the Essex Spartans. Shout out to the Essex Spartans, love those guys as well. And current team is the Hertfordshire Cheetahs. So that's the team that I've been most of it invested in. So I reckon that's been like 5 years now. I've played for the Cheetahs, 4 years,
Wow.
if you count the lockdown year. So
Okay. So you've played with people like Keith,
yes,
Ollie,
yes, Sagnola, I
Jai.
love Sagnola. Yes, yep,
Okay.
those are my
So
boys.
okay. So all right, we're gonna go back to the Hertfordshire University. Yeah. So what year did you start playing for them?
Oh man, this guy, you're putting me on the spot here, man. I'm 26 now. I can't,
Hey.
who remembers uni? All right, okay, cool. Let me see. We'll take a limb and say 20. No, I want to be 2015. Maybe 2015.
2015?
2015
Hmm.
to the 2018 range.
Okay.
Into the
Okay.
that's it seems right to me, but I did do a master's, so I did 4 years. And that maths is 3 years, so that's currently not sitting correct.
No.
But maybe to 2014 to 2018.
That sounds probably a bit more on point
Possible with it.
because that's when
Yeah.
I left Hertfordshire that year. So I wasn't even playing. Okay. So 2014 to 2018. So there's a couple things I wanted to ask a Hertfordshire alum. Okay. That was a
Yeah.
part of this that was a part of the team along those years. Would you have switched to another uni team to play for, or was Hertfordshire just too good for you to pass up?
Was Hertfordshire too good for me to pass on? Let me put it like this, right? Before I came to the Canes, I
Yes.
was technically a Cane. And the reason I say this is because I love this sport so much. I did my research based, like the unis I wanted to go to,
Uh
I did
huh.
based around the sport. So before I'd come to the sport, I'd seen the Birmingham finals on
Okay.
YouTube. I had messaged Jim Messenger.
Uh huh.
I'd emailed him. I had set my heart to be a Canes. If there's anyone who was a Cane through and through, it was probably me. And hell no, there was not another team. Yeah, I watched. There was a lot of painful semi-finals. There was a lot of painful quarterfinals. But nah, I would never. I don't see myself wearing any other colors but the purple and black.
Okay.
Corny or whatever, loyalty or whatever. But that's the
Well,
sword I'm gonna stand on. That one.
well, I can't knock you because I did the exact same thing. So,
Oh, mad.
so, yeah. Okay, so you'll never switch. You wouldn't switch your allegiance to another team. Okay, so so you said that you'll never switch. So with Hertfordshire, how close were you to winning a championship?
That is a very, 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 very painful question. That is a very painful question. It comes in two parts, man. The time when I was closest to that ring,
Yes.
I was a bench rider. So I wouldn't say I would have won that team. I would have won that ring. I would not have classified it as a win. But I have witnessed my toes on the ground on a finals against Sterling. So Bucks finals, that was the closest we came. And I think that was 2014. Again, the second part of that question is how close was I? Argument wise, like we were always close. Always
Okay.
close. Always close. If it wasn't the team that won it at the end, it would be the team that if we had beat to get across, there was no one else that was going to stop us, if that makes sense.
Okay. All right. Fair enough.
So one year it was Durham, and there was a lot of controversy around that, and that wasn't the team we were supposed to play. Another year it was Leeds Beckett. And again, if we had got past that team, there was no one that was going to stop us because of our schemes and our system. But they had the perfect checkmate, and I can't fault it. So that's what makes it a two-part, which makes it a yes and a no. Like, yes, I was incredibly close because I was in the final, but no, because we kept getting done on technicalities.
Okay. So, all right. I understand the Sterling one or is it the Durham one? I remember that controversy. The Leeds Beckett one. I remember watching this game. So
Oh wait, hold on. No, I wasn't on that team in the finals. There's two Leeds Beckett game. There's a Leeds Beckett game that happened in the dark. All right, that one that happened in the dark was the one that I played in, which happened on our home field, and it was just like I said. They just came with a scheme that was perfect. We had a lot of good DBs,
Yes.
a lot of good young fast DBs, and they came with a run heavy scheme. And it was just literally I was literally looking at the finals that they played like, oh my god, if we had just beaten this team, no one else was gonna stop us. But
Okay, you kind of.
yeah, and but then there was the other Leeds Beckett finals, which I was not involved in,
How come
but
you
I
weren't
did go and
involved in
watch
it?
that game. Huh?
How come you weren't involved?
I had graduated. So
Ah.
yeah, so it was the year below me that went all the way to the finals to play them at that I can't remember what stadium it was, but I did go and see that game live. But yeah, shout out to those guys. They tried their best,
Okay.
but they were up against another team that was just
Yeah.
night and day.
Okay. So, all right, this is something because I know a lot of us alums are hurting just by seeing this result and seeing all this nonsense. How did you feel when it was announced that Hertfordshire got relegated to Division One?
Oh man, I denied the team faster than Peter did. Jesus, man, I'm not gonna lie to you. I was
Who?
like, yeah, I went to Loughborough.
What
I
happened?
said I went to Loughborough for a few weeks, but it genuinely hurt. It hurt a lot, man. It was weird because being removed from it, it makes you feel doubly powerless,
Yeah.
because it feels like your your long lost love is just like just taking a that it was just terrible to imagine it happening. But I also feel like it was a necessary evil. Like the team needs to rebuild, they need to reestablish an identity. They need to know who they are, and they need to work their way back. And that's the only way they're going to win a championship is to climb
Boy.
back.
Okay. 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 So, what made playing uni at Hertfordshire different from playing at South London Renegades?
Oh man! Shout out to my coaches at South London Renegades, Coach Wiley, Coach Smith. Look, I respect all of you guys. You know what I mean? But like, look, I went from being for example, I went from being on a team where we had different jerseys, right? So
Yes.
we had some people with fresh and newer jerseys, some people with jerseys from the year before, different color helmets. Literally doing a lot by itself, to a program where we had rails, we had equipment, everybody wore the same kit, everybody, it was uniform. It felt you could smell it. There was a smell on game day that made it feel legit. You know what I mean? And playing in the juniors team where, again, like I said, like, no, shout out to those guys, it was like sevens, I think. And there was a lot of it that wasn't like proper football. Coming to the Hearts was like my eyes were like,
Opened
because
up.
it was just literally it was very well organized. The equipment was on point. Coaching staff was crazy. The amount of athletes that were there were just absolutely nuts. I went from being Mr. Lead the team in tackles to, oh my God, I'm never going to see the field. So doing that as well it just made it a completely different experience.
Okay. Okay. I know how you feel. I definitely know how you feel on that type of level.
Who
Because
did you play for in the juniors, briefly?
London Blitz.
Oh no, one of those ones. Oh no.
So
How many rings did you collect? Do you have any spare fingers left? Or
oh no. So I started out in youth, playing for London Blitz. And we were the year that started the championship winning run with the youth.
oh, nice.
Then I went to Hertfordshire and then won the championship with Hertfordshire that year.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah. So,
Decorated athlete over here.
but then I made the mistake in picking my senior team, and that we leave that story for another day. We leave that
Okay,
story for
maybe the
another
end of
day.
this. Maybe the end of this. I'm curious to see where you went with the senior team.
Right. So you said obviously you played for South Renegades. You played for Hertfordshire University. So what made you decide to play for Essex Spartans?
Okay, so this would have been my third year, maybe third. Just was it third? No, definitely third year. And like I said, I rode the bench. Mind you, all the other linebackers were maybe like 6'2",
Yeah.
6'4". I'm not. I may lie on my profiles, but I'm not. I'm I'm not 6 foot, so I had to buy my time. I had to buy my time. I had to prove myself. I had to become more established. Needed to become more confident. Needed to become more comfortable. And Spartans were a Div 2 team, right?
Yes.
And my linebacker coach at the time was Harry Shelton.
Okay.
And I had my best friend was living in Essex at the time. Some of my teammates were around that location, so we all just kind of came together to play football in the summer. And I kid you not, it was one of the best experiences of my life. I rediscovered a love for the game. It was nice going from a bench rider to literally being a player where people ask where you are, which feels really nice. To be like, oh, are you playing today? Because you're actually going to make an impact. So that it was really good. I mean, I found myself in that team. I found the right level of aggression. I found what I was looking for. I found the drive. I found the camaraderie, the violence. They had a good attitude. Yeah, they might not have had like top tier Premier level athletes, but the attitude at that club was very awe-inspiring. They didn't train too hard,
Yeah.
but when it came to game day, they had a different vibe to it that just made you want to fight. And being called the Spartans as well was, how could you not? In a sport where you wear a helmet, how could you not play for a team where the logo is warriors wearing helmets? So that was a vibe, but it was mostly my best friend playing that definitely shored it up. We called it 2K City. His name started with a K, my name started with a K. We're both safeties. We called it the deep half 2K City. I played with Luke Beard. I played with Harry, which was just, again, experience I wouldn't take back or change.
Okay.
It's funny looking back at it now because I wouldn't leave the Cheetahs. But yeah, if the Spartans called me, I would.
You
You
might
know what I
go.
mean?
Okay.
They might have an argument.
Okay. They are in Division 1 now. So
Yeah, but now I'm in love. You know what I mean? Now I'm
okay.
married. Cheetahs gave me the ring. You know what I mean? So they've locked me in. We're in a commitment now. It'll have to be a messy divorce. Let's just say that it would have to be a messy divorce. Winning a ring with a team just makes it. There's something else in it. You become hooked.
Yeah. Okay. So I know from personal experience playing back to back how bad playing back to back seasons can be on the body, how tough it can be. Did you do 3 years back to back, or did you take a break in between uni to senior?
So it was it's funny that he said that, playing back to back, because like I said, I rode the bench for so long that I didn't. I really didn't. I mean, when I got to the Spartans, I was very fresh, right?
Yes.
Like I'd played maybe a handful of games for the uni. I went to every training session. I did what I needed to do, and obviously that's a wear and tear, but it's not the same as game. But doing that and then coming to like the final games of the season, and then going to play for Spartans, I was fresh, right? But then the next year, which was like, I think tell a lie, I didn't play for them my second year. I played for them my third year, because the next year was my master's year.
Oh.
And my master's year, I played every single game for Hearts. And then the master's years was the same year I won a championship at the Cheetahs. So I literally went from every game in the season for uni, going straight to every game in Div 2. And Div 2 might sound like, oh, it's an easier league because it's not Prem, but I tell you what, like they're bigger bodies, so they're way more violent and they know how to throw their weight around, right? So I got to the finals and I remember walking up to my coach, looking him dead in the face and saying, listen, bro, you've got me for one more game. Like, this is literally it because my back's gone, my ankle's gone, my shoulder's gone. I've got something going on my neck. That is it. After this game, we're not doing anymore. So fortunately, we won. But yeah, no, I'm fortunate that I didn't have to. I wasn't one of those players that played a whole year my first year, played a whole year my second year, played a whole year, and then played summer. I don't. Those people are insane. I don't know how they did it, but yeah. So that's how I escaped it.
When you love the sport and you can find any way to play, you're gonna play. You are going to play. So for Hertfordshire Cheetahs, obviously you've been playing for what, 10 years? So
yeah, altogether, yeah, 10
okay,
years.
so you've been playing for them what, 5 years? 5 years now.
Give and take, yeah.
Okay. So
4 or 5.
Okay. So what would you say the difference between the 4 clubs that you have played for?
Oh, it's a very, very, very good question. That's a $1 million question, man. Right, so the Renegades is a great starting point because it introduced you to the game, it eased you in. There wasn't that lot of pressure like I wouldn't imagine it if you were in the Blitz, you know, on the Warriors juniors. Like they have a different culture, right? So it was good for easing you in. Uni of Hearts was just an amazing experience. You had rivalries, you had divisions, you had playoffs, you had all this. Like I said to you, I can still close my eyes and I can smell game day. Like, so just that level of seriousness to it was just breathtaking. And then playing in the Spartans, like I said, they had a warrior culture. They were like, we're going to throw caution to the wind and all of that stuff, which was good. But like I said, the training could have been a bit more demanding. Now, the Cheetahs is a very, very interesting beast because being with them for the periods that I've been with them, I've seen them develop. I've seen them change. I've seen them go from being a social, we kind of take this serious, to being a program. Like, sorry about that, but I would describe the Cheetahs as a program. They've got a kids team, they've got a youth team, flag team, women's team, men's team. Everyone takes it serious. We watch tape. We all love football. It's something that we have in common, and it's that organizational aspect of it has made it It makes it. It's not quite game day hurricane smell.
Yeah.
But we're getting there. It's getting there. And it's such being part of that process and seeing that change has been very eye-opening, you know? So I would say that's been the difference. The difference has been the level of talent. Like, Prem was really, really fast, but not as physical. Spartans was not as fast, but incredibly physical.
Okay.
Cheetahs has been a nice mix of both.
Ah, okay.
And it's just developing.
Okay. So which team would you say has given you sort of the best experience playing?
Oh, you're trying to get me into trouble now.
Hey,
you know, if any of my old coaches be seeing this, now, you know what I mean? Okay, look, I can't lie to you, right? I love the Cheetahs and they treat me well, and it's been a great experience. But the Spartans, man, they made me feel like $1 million. I don't know, maybe it's because I won a defensive rookie award for them, but just that for me especially, again, riding the bench and feeling incredibly insecure about whether you can do this, to go into a team where they're like, no, like, we love your presence here, we love what you bring, we need this. It's very hard for your ego not to be like, hey, look, I love you guys, you know what I mean? So it's been the culture, and again, I think doing it with my friends, especially like my best friend at safety, was what made that experience different. It was quite sentimental. It's a piece of my life that, because we played together in juniors and then we didn't go to the same unis. It was a piece of my life that I will always frame, because it's like, look at that perfect. Everyone wants to do that with their boy, where they're like, yeah, we spot each other on the field. We're like, yo, man, good tackle, or what pick you gonna get today? So just because of that aspect of it and being around someone so close and dear to me, it made it such a good experience.
Okay.
So the Spartans, the Cheetahs will eventually pass them because, you know, like I said, I'm hooked now and that's my baby and I'm captain now and we're doing a lot together, but just that best friend edging it out, just
Pushes them over the edge. Okay. Oh,
That's
okay.
it.
I can rock with that. I can rock with that. Okay. So, how has playing this sport itself changed your life?
Oh man, listen, like it's been like I said, I'm a guy with a lot of energy, right? And having something like this to put that energy in it's hard to explain to you because when you have a lot of energy and you're not using it, it's very easy for that to become fuel for a lot of negative.
Yes.
And being someone I've never been shy about my mental health journey and the history of things that I've gone through and had to overcome. This sport has been a fantastic outlet for me. I remember during sixth form, I tried to give it up to focus on my studies,
Oh,
but there was this weird decline that happened. Like the less I played, the worse I got mentally, and the worse I just started to dive. It was a straight anxiety dive, a
yeah.
straight overthinking dive. And the moment I got back on the field and I was able to share that energy, for lack of less violent, not to rock someone with that energy. You know what I mean? To let that energy out of your body, to hit something hard, to just be like, all right, done. To feel more in control of your life. It's been very beneficial for that. And the wonderful thing again is like that I love about it is I credit my gym habits to that sport. You know, because when you train for American football, you've got to
Do
look
something.
after your physicality. Yeah. So and then now I find myself going to the gym all the time, and it's all started because I started doing it for football, but now it's become another channel for mental health. It's become another way of expressing myself, letting out that energy, if that makes sense. But 100%, it's changed my life in that aspect. It's changed my life by meeting amazing people. I've met someone that I wasn't looking for a relationship, but I've met someone there who we've grown together and we're going strong still. Yeah, man, like it's just the camaraderie of it as well. Like I tell you, the game day smell,
Yeah.
all of that nostalgia, all of that memory, all of that stuff. It's helped me. It's not an identity. Like I'm someone who thinks American football is what you do, not who you are.
It's become something more.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, yes, yes. So it's become something that I look forward to. It, like I always say to my friends, I could have, or my teammates even, I could have the worst week of my life, but we win on Sunday, I forget.
Yeah.
That win on Sunday, you completely forget. You're like, oh yeah, done,
You forget
done.
every
That's me.
single thing that could go wrong, that has gone wrong, that
Yep,
may go
it
wrong.
doesn't matter.
All
Done
your
bit.
worries have just disappeared. Yeah.
Yes,
Okay.
100%,
Okay, I get
100%.
that. I get that very, very much. So, recently there was a lot of players got the chance to do a tryout for the GB team. Did you make an attempt to try and make the squad, or did you just say, "Nah, I'm not about it"?
Hey, hey, you're trying to get me into trouble now, man. Look, okay. My attitude with the GB squad, right, is look, all my people know, like I've been upfront with it. Like till they win, till they win consistently, till they win, and they own it, till they dominate,
Yeah.
I'm gonna be interested. Till then, I just see fancy tracksuit bums. I'm not gonna lie to you, man. And I know that's
Fancy.
and I know
Oh,
that sounds quite, I don't know, vicious. It sounds quite whatever you can call it, but it's not. I'm not even. And don't get it twisted. I'm not someone that's been spurned by the team. It's not like, oh, I tried out and they were like, oh, I wasn't good enough, so I think they're all trash.
yeah.
It just hasn't piqued my interest because I don't think best representing their best representation of the talent that we have in this country, or a reflection of how good we can be at football in
Okay.
this country. And
What?
until that changes,
Yeah.
yeah, I don't think I want to be
Okay.
involved.
So why do you think that they don't represent the best in the country? Or
Mainly because I've seen a lot of talent, like players with a lot of talent, like off the page talent, like obvious talent,
yeah,
not get an opportunity. And it's been like, okay, so what's the story behind this? Why aren't the best playing? And I've had things come back to me about it being a tight group of guys, but I don't know. Like I said, I'm not in that group of people,
yeah,
so I can't speak on it. But I've seen people being brushed aside because whatever reason, or maybe they don't play in the highest level, or they're not putting out tape or whatever. But a lot of good talent players with a lot of talent have not been called up or given a shot yet. And I think that when that starts to happen, and I feel like it's a representation of the best that we have in this country, it's going to pique my interest. And I reckon it will pique more people's interest because then it becomes a, can I hang? Like one of the main reasons I stayed in Div 1 and I didn't go Prem despite the temptations of it is in the back of my mind, I've always wanted to know if I could hang, right? So I've been to a few training sessions and I've seen the talent and it's like, this is very difficult and it will take a lot of work.
Yes.
But work is something that I'm afraid of. Like work, I've never seen a guy be incredibly good and be like, oh no, I have to sacrifice time and effort to get. It's like, no, I don't care. Like if I'm gonna get there, work's not a problem. But yeah, it's just that. It's just go and
Okay.
see it develop.
So how would you go if you could be the head coach or sort out a tryouts? How would you go about it?
Well, very simply, I would ask every team, regardless of division, regardless of ability, to send me their best players.
Okay.
Have a top 5 or top 3. Send me your guys. Like these are the guys that you think will best represent this country at American football. Have those guys show up. Have a draft or whatever, or even like a open spring game. Have like a spring game out the guys we've currently got versus all these teams' best, and then from that game, pick. Be like, okay, cool. This person can do this. This person can do that. This person shows promise. This person's not what we need, and then go from there. Build a team that's based around other people's perspective of talent, not just a select few, if that makes sense.
Yeah, that makes sense. And you know what? That idea is not a bad idea. And it's very okay. I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna edit this out because I'm gonna steal that idea.
You make me sick.
Nah, this ain't coming out. I'll leave it in there.
Hey, if you make it happen, like I said, it will pique my interest. I'll be like, okay, cool. Let me go see who the best of the best in this country are. Let's go see if we can hang.
That's actually not a bad idea. A spring game of everyone else's best against the GB squad, and then that's not a bad idea. There's actually okay. Huh.
And then that way, I can't talk smack about them because they would have smacked
Yeah.
whoever best that we've got. And then if it's this case that, okay, our very, very best can't hang, then it's different. But currently, I'm not too sure.
Okay.
Too sure.
Can't argue with that. Can't argue with that at all.